Hello, my name is Sian Jones and I'm a Human Resources Officer for Rhondda and Taff Council. My main role is to advise managers and employees on employment policy. So a Human Resources Officer would pretty much be involved in sort of the full life cycle of an employee. So that could be, we could be that person ringing you up and inviting you to interview, and then we possibly could be sitting in on the interview then, and then anything in between of your employment, whether you're going on maternity leave, paternity leave, whether you unfortunately have to go absent due to sickness, the HR officer is there then guiding that process. If you're ever sort of unlucky enough to feel as if you've been subject to any grievance or harassment or victimisation within the workplace, yeah, the HR officer would be that person supporting you through that process. So there's a wide variety of things that a HR officer does. So the main tasks, I guess, which are involved in my job is very much investigation work. So that might be a disciplinary investigation. If there are allegations against a member of staff, you have to go out and investigate it. Sometimes you're involved in sort of capabilities of staff, whether or not they can do their job well or not. So it's advising that person and also the trade unions and the manager on how that process is managed. There's a lot of advising on processes. It all comes from the policies, and you can learn it that way. There's also sort of like welfare visits, so you're going out to see people who are absent from work, and you have to manage that absence and make sure that they're being pointed in the right direction to get the support that they can get to enable them to return to work, taking into account any equality issues that there may be. If you're looking at health and safety kind of things, you need to be very aware of health and safety, and just helping putting that into process. We do have a separate health and safety team, but as a HR officer you are very much advising on that. It may be something as simple as a DSE, sort of like you make sure your work placement and the way you're sitting on your chair is right, and and stress at work is a massive thing, so you're very much involved in that kind of thing. But the main tasks are massive variety. You'll never be bored. There's constantly things to do. You're constantly working in partnership when you're a HR officer, so with all different departments within the council and external agencies. We work closely with occupational health to make sure that our employees are getting the support regarding their well-being. We also work closely with salaries to make sure that our employees are getting paid correctly. We work with sort of job analysts to make sure that our jobs are paid at the right rate that they should be. We work with some external agencies, so if you're involved in sort of some disciplinary issues, you might work closely with our legal advisors. You work with heads of service, service directors, and you also work closely with the employees. We work with the equality and diversity team, health and safety. So there's a wide range of people that become involved in your everyday work as a HR officer. So an average working week as a HR officer could include a wide variety of things. You might know what you're doing, and then the phone will ring, and you have to completely change your track. For example, say in a week I might be involved in change management, so that might be like your manager wants to make a change to your current working arrangements. So in order to do that, you need to consult with trade unions, and as a HR officer you'd be involved in that. The next day you could be involved in a disciplinary investigation where you're out interviewing people, trying to get their view, just gathering the facts, just an independent person. You're not there to judge, you're just there to get the information. The next day you could be out on a welfare visit with somebody who's absent from work due to a variety of reasons. So you need to be sort of aware of that. As a HR officer, you've also got your own sort of team that you need to manage. So that's giving advice and guidance on with your own experience and how they can answer queries. Yeah, so basically if you're looking for a job that every day is the same and the tasks are the same, then it's probably not for you. But if you're up for a challenge and you want to experience different things every day and you're willing to take that on and just you don't mind being thrown in sometimes at the deep end, then it's certainly a career that you should think about. I actually studied law at university. Following this, I decided I didn't really want to go into law anymore. So I took a year out and I went travelling. And when I came back, I thought, well, what can I do? And I didn't want to totally give up on my law degree. So I thought something I could use, and I looked at HR, because you do use a lot of employment law within HR. So I went back to university. I did a 1 year's master's in human resources management. And then I got my first job in RCT. That was 16 years ago, and I'm still there. There are many other ways that you can get into HR, and I'd say very much a lot of my colleagues started with no experience in HR, just came straight in sort of on a lower grade to learn and get the experience. And they have been supported throughout their career then to actually get qualifications within HR. So that could be sort of from a certificate up to a degree, and also a lot of people have been supported and had paid to do their masters in HR. So you don't need the qualifications necessarily to get in to start. But because you can be supported when you're in there, and they will help you, certainly within the council, that they will support you to get that qualification. I'd say my favourite part of the role is the investigation work. I get to feel as if I'm a detective, I guess, for the time that I'm doing an investigation. You get to go out and interview people who have been subject to sort of like misconduct cases. So if you've done something wrong in work, you're very much likely to come across a HR officer who would then be sort of like trying to find out what the facts are. I've been involved in some really, interesting cases during my time as a HR officer. So I've investigated theft allegations, sexual discrimination claims, and also other claims such as social media. Don't write things about your boss on social media because they can get you in a lot of trouble. I say the challenges are that you're very much going to find yourself at a time when you meet employees, it's the worst time of their lives. They could be off sick, they could be facing disciplinary action, or they could be subject to a change that you're not happy about. So you're going to face a lot of negativity around that. So that's probably one of the worst parts. I'd say that there's massive support within RCT. They've got fantastic senior managers who will give you advice and guidance, very experienced. And obviously there's so much other parts of support that you get in RCT. Occupational health if you need it. So yeah, it's a good role. I think the skills that are needed to be a HR officer is you need to be a good researcher. If you can research what you need to say and then be able to use good negotiation skills to put that research across to show that you know what you're talking about, that's a really good aspect to have. You need to be flexible. Nothing's ever the same. You could be doing one thing, you think you know what you're doing that day, and the phone will ring and you've got to be on the ball and off to do the next thing. So you need to be flexible, and you need to be organised, very much organised. You need to be able to meet deadlines and be able to build good relationships with people. That's very important because you're meeting lots of people and they don't know you, and you really need to build a relationship quickly to be able to move the situation along. And I guess you need empathy, because many of our, you know, put yourself in their shoes. A lot of people you meet, as I said, are going to be, you know, upset about the situation, and you need to have some empathy there to try and get the best possible outcome.